All right, so we're clear on our goals, right? We're clear on what we're trying to get to from a lead generation perspective on a monthly basis. Hopefully you guys all have this written down. The next step is we want to make sure we've upgraded our marketing message. And really what I find, Adam's looking for 3,535 leads. I like the specificity of that. Oftentimes, we want to leave our marketing, to whoever it is that handles the marketing strategy, and we just think, they know what's going on. Like, they know how to get me out in front of the audience. And in a lot of cases, we do, right? We're really good at this here at Plumbing and HVAC SEO. A lot of the companies in this industry, and there's new ones coming out all the time. A lot of us do get it, but really the onus is on you as the owner of your business to be really clear on three key fundamentals of your marketing message. And that's who your market is, like within home, like residential services, which most of you guys do. Within residential, like really who is your ideal customer? Is it the homeowner? Is it the female or the male? What's their age? Like what are the demographics and psychographics? The clearer you can be on who your customer is, you can actually craft messaging on why they should choose you versus the competition. And this is why I want to spend some time on this today in our 2019 planning session, is because your message should be unique. It should be something that makes you stand out, and it should resonate with your ideal customer. And really that message and market match informs what we do with your website and what we put out on Home Advisor and Google Local Service Ads and everywhere else. So let's just spend some time fine-tuning that message so we can make sure that it resonates. What I know is when we have a message that resonates and that's on target with our ideal customer, the customer we want, everything we do works better. Our lead generation pulls better. Our average value from a lead is better. And so how do we get clear on what that ideal customer is? And then the best way to do it is just to spend a little time thinking about your ideal customer, the customer that you like to work with, the customer that isn't a pain in your neck, but that's willing to pay a premium, that is flexible, and that's willing to refer and to kind of pass your name around to the others that they deal with on an ongoing basis. And really the best way to get into this is to think about your customer in terms of what are their pains and frustrations, what are their goals and desires, what are their fears and the implications of those fears, and what are their dreams and aspirations. And so, in your workbook, we've got this information. I want you guys just to kind of go to that page and just think for a couple minutes. And this is really the exercise I want you to do. Is think a little bit about your customer and kind of sit in their shoes for a little bit. Typically, it's the homeowner. On average, 35 years plus. That way, they've got a career. They've got disposable income. Usually, obviously, they all have owned a home, and so that 35 plus tends to be a better customer. Typically, the female that's making the buying decision, married with 2 to 3 kids, head of households, is the person that kind of drive the day-to-day decisions of the family. The annual income varies greatly from market to market. Obviously, Topeka, Kansas is different than Los Angeles, right? But be clear on what that average household income is, because you can set targeting based around that. They're family-oriented. They're easily frustrated. They like to please people and expect the same in return. Just think about what are some of the aspects of your typical customer. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments box. That part's useful. But then also thinking about their fears and frustrations, right? And this is really when you can start to craft messaging that resonates with your customers, because let's just face it, their plumbing or HVAC or electrical isn't working. And this is really where you can start to bridge the gap. They can't get a company on the phone, right? You guys run plumbing HVAC companies. You don't experience this all the time, but as a homeowner, and having plumbing issues right here in South Florida, if we go and we run a search, my wife and I, and we're looking for a plumber, a lot of times they don't answer their phone, right? They're not willing to come out the same day. And so it's really annoying. You just want to get it done. They want the plumbing issue resolved. They're too busy to deal with it. And they're a little worried, is this going to be a bigger problem than it seems on the surface? So, getting clear on what their pains and frustrations are, and then drilling down on the fears. They're afraid they're going to get ripped off. They're going to pay too much for something that they could have gotten somewhere else. Having somebody come in that's maybe cheap, that damages their home. The biggest fear, and we've kind of split tested this, we've researched it, is having to wait around for the plumbing or HVAC person to show up. Believe it or not, your busy customer, your ideal customer, their biggest thing is they don't want to waste time. They don't want to call out of work that day or cancel the meeting so that they can be available for the plumber and then have the plumbing or HVAC guy not show up. So their biggest concern is being inconvenienced, and then also a little bit worried about paying too much and having to pay a bill that's completely unnecessary. And then, from a goals and desires perspective, right? They just want the plumbing fixed. They want to be able to get it done and not have to worry about it, check it off the list, and know that they've taken care of the situation and move on with their lives. Because I know this, if we can see Joe Jones through Joe Jones' eyes, then we can sell what Joe Jones buys. And it's worth retooling this, rethinking about it on at least an annual basis, because that messaging and that clarity of who our customer is informs how we write the content for our website, how we write our social posts, the types of TV ads that we run, the types of YouTube video ads that we run, right? Being clear can really change all of that. So just being crystal clear on that market message media, we can start to develop good messaging, right? And I want you guys to really think about this. Why should somebody choose to do business with you versus the competition, right? It shouldn't be the obvious stuff, and it should really be based on what it is about your company that's different. If you can find the point of difference, that's really where you can get a massive bump in how well your marketing converts. And then what benefit do you offer to your target avatar that's going to resonate? And you guys posted a couple of these. What we're finding works best, just make sure you're hitting these hot buttons, right? The more you can hit these hot buttons when they're on your website and when they're reading your social updates, the better. So same-day service or emergency service or 24-hour service or on-time service, right? That speaks to the I don't want to be inconvenienced. Straightforward pricing, upfront pricing or satisfaction guarantee. Take the risk off of me, make me feel confident you're not going to rip me off. And then trustworthy technicians, trusted technicians or experience. And then we can really start to really craft the reason why. Fast same-day service, money-saving offers, 24 hours a day with no overtime charge, clean-cut technicians that will leave your house cleaner than when they left it, and great service, right? And this is the kind of messaging that we want to be able to use and be able to resonate with to make ourselves stand out. So hopefully this was useful, just kind of recap what's the message, kind of tune that up. And I'd love to hear you guys in the comments, what is it that your unique message is?